Hi guys, my name's Adem Fehmi. I run a business called Doggies. I'm a dog trainer and behaviourist based in Hertfordshire. My main interest as well is with gun dogs, and hopefully today I'm going to help you with teaching the gun dog directional commands. Directional commands are very important in the shooting field in order to get a dog to move left or right or go back, which is away from you. So a left command would be get out, a right command, get out, a go back command, go back. These are very important with the retriever in the shooting field because we're looking at getting the dog to manoeuvre over obstacles, through water, woodland, etc. In order to teach directional work to a young Labrador, first off we need to have the steadiness, the stay exercises, which we've got here with Penny, which have been looked at in previous videos. And we would look for all of the training to become progressive. So now what I'm going to show you is how we start with the left and right hand commands. There are various different commands you can give. I choose get out as I give the hand signal. I use the same verbal command for left and right, but I'm really wanting the dog to understand my hand movement in order to go into that direction. The way I start with the directional work is normally against a hedgerow or a fence line. We start with just very basic retrieves, getting the dog to just get used to the body movements, the hand signals, and as the dog gets more confident, we progress. Sometimes we'll go forward, one step forward, and other times it's two back. That's dog training, and it's important to be patient, consistent, and calm when we're teaching the dog. In order to start with the directional work, I will always start with simple scene retrieves. This is a retrieve that the dog sees fall onto the ground. That will be to the dog's left or the dog's right. Obviously we need the dog to be steady at this point. Next, after a scene retrieve, we would look to do memories, keeping the same ground, using a background such as a hedgerow or a fence line. This helps the dog go straight out. Memory retrieves, this is a retrieve where the dog has to remember where the dummy is. So we keep this simple at first. Once the memories are going well, we can start to introduce the blinds. But take your time with this, guys, and make sure you're getting your foundation work correct to start with. A blind retrieve is one which the dog hasn't seen. Obviously this is very important on the shoot day. If we've been picking up in another area, in a woodland, we come out, there's a bird down, we need to be able to direct our dog when he hasn't seen the bird or the dummy fall. If we stumble on any of those sections, we just go back a step. Confidence is the key with teaching directional work. Okay, so introducing the directional work with the scene retrieve. Remember to use a clean background. So here we're using a clear hedgerow. Stick to the same ground if you can whilst you're building the dog's confidence. It's important to get that consistency. When we're looking at throwing the dummy early on, try to throw the dummy into the wind. This can help the dog, especially when we get onto blinds or memories, just to confidence building. So we have Penny now. Penny knows how to stay. So I'm going to just ask Penny to stay. Throw my dummy out, having the dog behind me so I'm in a position to win if the dog does break. Remember, we're just getting those stays in now. Okay, stay, whistle in my mouth, stay, coming out in front of the dog, and this will be a left hand signal. We don't want the dog just running in too quickly, so I'm just checking to see. You can just see there Penny's acknowledge the way I want her to go. So my left hand's out, but I don't want the dog running in too quick. Not until I give the full signal. Get on. Good girl. On the recall. Encourage the dog back to you. Good girl. And a nice clean delivery there. Back to heel. This time we're going to do a right hand signal. So we bring the dog round. Sit. Stay. Just going to put myself back in a position to win. Straight line. Try and be accurate with the dummy throw. Keep that straight line. We want to really get that dog being consistent on those movements. Back to the dog. Stay. Out again in a straight line. Make it clear to the dog what you want him or her to do. Again, I can just see there Penny's thinking of going right, so I'm happy with that. So I want my hand to come down now. Get on. Good girl. Get on. Good. So there, what we've just seen, guys, is two scene retrieves with the left and the right hand signals. So now we're going to look at the memory retrieve. Remember, we want our scene retrieves to be going very well, and then we'll start to introduce the memory. The dog has to remember where the retrieve is. I'm going to use the lead for this, especially if you have a dog that's not so steady. Penny's quite steady, but if our dog isn't steady, we'll use the lead as we plant the dummy. So we're going to pop Penny on the lead using the same hedgerow we used for the scene retrieves. Walking the dog to heel, plant the dummy, let the dog mark the retrieve, left about turn away from the retrieve, so we claim the retrieve. We walk back down, sit, lead off, stay. Of course, we need the dog to be steady here, remember. If your dog's not steady, you've got to go back to doing your stay exercises without the distraction of the dummy. Lead away, we need our hands free here. Game bag away, stay. Out in a straight line again. Sit. You can see there Penny's keen. She knows which way she's going. That's a good sign. That means my scene retrieves have been working. The dog's getting the idea of which way I want her to go. Get on. Good girl. Well done. Good. Good girl. Well done. Okay, back now for our left memory. Okay, sit. Back again. Onto the lead for this one. Especially remember if that dog's not too steady. This training, of course, all helps towards that steadiness that we need in the shooting field. Birds must fall down. Game gets up and runs in front of us. Rabbits or hares. Dog must be steady. Heel. Good girl. Dummy out. Nice straight throw. Mark. Left turn away from the dummy. Back in our straight line. Sit. Getting the dog used to a certain piece of ground here is good initially. Of course, once the dog's confident, we need to put these actions into different contexts. So maybe in a woodland, an obstacle in the way like a fence or a ditch. Stay. This time we're doing our left hand signal for the memory. Check the dog's looking the right way. Get on. Good. Good girl. Well done. Nice clear hand signal there. The dog's confident and a good delivery. What we're going to look at now is the blind retrieve. So coming out here now, Penny hasn't seen the dummies that are down. There's one to her left, one to my right, and what we're going to do is just see whether our training with the scene retrieves and the memory retrieves has paid off. So I'm going to be looking to get the one to Penny's left first off. Remember, she hasn't seen this retrieve. We're just relying on the confidence from the previous training. Stay. Just wanting to see again if the dog's looking the right way. Get on. Good. Good girl. Well done. That was good. Very good. Simple retrieve at the moment, guys, but remember, I'm wanting to see that confidence that the dog gets out in a straight line. Good girl. Penny, Penny, Penny. Sit. Stay. Now we're going to go, guys, for the retrieve on the right of me. So a left hand signal for Penny. Stay. A little bit further on her left, this one, but I'm quite confident she's got the confidence to get out there. Get on. Good, well done. Good girl, well done. Good, lovely, good girl, well done. Okay. Looking at the directional work with a distraction retrieve, keeping it to the hedgerow again or our fence line. There's a dummy out on our left, which will be a right hand signal. What I'm going to do now is put a dummy out on my right, which I want the dog to see. Stay. That's going to be our distraction, but I'm going to want the dog to go to my right in a second, which will be a blind retrieve. That could have also been a memory or a scene. The distraction I'll pick myself at the end. Stay. Stay. Checking the dog's thinking of going the right way, especially here as there's that distraction. Leave that one. Get on. Good girl. Get on. Keen on the whistle there, using my right part of the body to get the dog away from the distraction. Heel. Good girl. Well done. That's nice. Good. Well done, Penny. Penny, sit. What a clever little girl. Well done. Good. Stay. I'll pick the distraction myself this time, just so she knows not every retrieve is hers. On a shoot day, if a gun has a dog and he shoots a bird, he's entitled to pick that. Do remember when you're out on a shoot, guys, to think about you're picking up your manners around the guns, their dogs. It's very important you have your control. A lot of people take dogs out too early on shoots. They're not ready. They haven't trained for the situation. Make sure you set your dog up to win.